Hey, and welcome back to the garage. You'll notice the sound's a bit off here. We had some sound issues, so I had to dub over this. So what I'm basically saying here is I have a caliper up on the bench, and it's attached to an air compressor. I'm using like just a piece of old brake line and some old fuel line and some Jubilee clips, and they're just used to secure the airline onto the brake caliper. So it's all pretty much sealed up. We've clamped down the piston that we don't want to pop out, and then the other piston that we want to get out is that's free to move. So hopefully there should be enough pressure going through from the compressor to force the piston out. Well, that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're giving the air gun a go here, but unfortunately the piston seems to be putting up quite a fight. Doesn't want to come out, and it's only come out about halfway. So yeah, it seems a bit stuck now. We might have to try something else. Now, what I'm actually doing here is I'm using the red clamp to push the piston back into the cylinder. The objective of this is really just to kind of loosen up any rusted material that may still be there, just to free the piston up a little bit more. And it'll also decrease the space as well in the piston's bore. So the theory is that there should be more pressure there as well. So that combined with the loosening up of the piston should be enough to give the compressor a good chance of actually forcing the piston out. Yes, it worked. Right, the piston's out now due to the magic of compressed air. So yeah, I'm just going to clean up the piston and the barrel like I did in my previous video. So we have two new dust boots installed on the pistons here, and the pistons are fully back and seated in their bores again. So the next thing we're going to do is tackle these horrible bleed screws here. Which one of them is not even a bleed screw. It looks like someone has just replaced it with a bolt, some point, a hex head bolt. And I really hope that they haven't tapped out the thread wider, because that will be a real issue. We have some new bleed screws here to install, so we'll try and get the old ones out and then refit these before we put the caliper back in the van. That's turning easy enough, thankfully. Yeah, hopefully it's not some stupid size. But it actually does look like it's funny, it looks like a bleed screw on the bottom. Maybe somebody welded this onto it or something. We'll just give this a quick clean here. All the rust and crap falling out. We're going to go straight for the big guns on this one, the impact wrench, because this bleed screw here is completely balded, and I don't know if there's much material left actually to catch on to, but giving it a good soaking and a good cleaning with WD-40, so we'll give it a go. Yeah, the impact wrench is just spinning on it, so I'm going to try something else. Hammering on a smaller size here. Spinning again. Yes! Oh yes! It's out. Is there something to be said for a bit of violence? It's fun getting this one off. As you can see, we basically had to destroy it to get it out, but it got it. It came out eventually with the impact gun, and yeah, here's its new shiny replacement. Right, we have the two new bleed nipples installed in the caliper, so we're ready to just bring it over to the van and install it. Now the caliper's bolted back onto the van here, so we're just going to install the new pads and the replacement brake hardware as well. That includes a new spring and some pins, and some squeal plates as well. And we're going to also put some anti-squeal paste as well in, just between the anti-squeal plates and the back of the brake pads. Now I'm just putting the little bit of anti-squeal paste on here. A little bit being the operative phrase. You don't want this stuff getting onto the actual friction surfaces of the pads or the disc at all. So just kind of a small semicircle there on the inside. That's all you need really. And then we do the same on the facing surface of the inside surface of the anti-squeal plate. Just a little dot. So yeah, you don't want this stuff squeezing out. So we'll just sandwich the two together. And also, we need a kind of a small semicircle of the anti-squeal paste just where it contacts the piston as well. So you remember the tabs that locate in the piston. That's where this sits. I'll just put a little bit of it in there as well. Again, not too much. Right, so this pad's assembled and it's ready to go in. Okay, let's install the brake pad. Helps to kind of seat the backing plate first. Just get the tabs in. Make sure not to get any of the lubrication goo onto any of the braking surfaces. Okay, that's going in. Right. We'll just give a little tap at the end of the screwdriver here, just seat it down. We just want to basically line up. There's two holes here for the pins to go in, so yeah, it's a good guide. Anyway, the springs will position it properly and all that. The springs and the pins will make sure that it's in the right place. So yeah, that side is done. Now we're going to put this little retaining spring in here, and there's two kind of pins that go across that hold it down. So what we'll do is just put the smallest amount of the anti-squeal paste just onto where the pins sit. Just a little bit. This just helps them. Well, it does two things. It helps them to kind of move in across here. It stops them from rusting in place, and it will also stop the pins from squealing as well under braking. So just seat that in there. And the spring performs the function of actually spreading the pads out as well. So everything kind of works as one in this system. You know, it's all sort of interlinked. So just locate these here. These come in from the inner side of the van. These pins won't go in the other side because the holes are too small, so you won't be able to get them wrong. So we'll just get this one in across here. So they're both
They're sitting in their counterpart holes. So now what we'll do is get a little hammer and a punch and just tap them into place. Okay. All right. That's that side done. All right. So there's finally an end in sight with this brake saga. I've replaced both sets of pads on both sides, and what turned out to what planned as like just a simple 5 minute job to replace two sets of pads has turned into an overhaul of the entire front braking system essentially. So all that remains really is just to lead the brakes and take the van out for a test drive to bed them in. So I'll hopefully you'll join me on board the van when we take it out to test the brakes out. But for now, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.